Hello everyone, welcome back to another studio vlog. This is the beginning to about mid-November, and I just seem to be creating in these very snippet ways recently where I am somewhere and I feel inspired to record a little clip, but it doesn't really have a lot of cohesion, so I hope you can bear with me through that. What you're seeing here is a new piece that I started right in November, and it's based out of the Labyrinths that I've been working on for the last few months, which you will have seen through different videos. One of the cornerstones of this residency has been looking out this window as the vines that are along it have changed, and it's been really an interesting part of my time there to kind of watch the vines lose their leaves and change color and then lose their leaves. So I've really enjoyed that every time I've been in the studio. Obviously, working by hand and sewing, it uses up a lot of your energy on your body, so it's really important to stretch. So that's what I was doing here, just trying to break up my time in front of the quilts. And November here on the West Coast was very, very rainy. We had what has been called an atmospheric river, which was the equivalent of a month's worth of rain come in one day, which caused extreme flooding, not in the areas where I lived. But these sunny, beautiful days that you can see here were kind of few and far between this month, and we did have some ridiculous amounts of rain come through, and we were lucky to live in a place that didn't get flooded, but there was a lot of infrastructure damage to roads and people trapped between landslides and things like that in different parts of our province. So it's been quite a tumultuous month for many people living here, and I was very lucky to just have the quiet of the studio to go to. I went pretty much twice a week throughout the whole month of November, so I was able to get quite a bit of work done in this space, and I just feel really lucky that everyone around me was safe, and that the roads that we travel on were not really affected by the flooding. So outside my window, of course, is also this construction site that's been going on the entire time I've been in the residency. So I've been also marking that every time I've been there. And here you can see that the labyrinths are growing on this piece. This is a white on white piece, meaning that the background is white, and I'm using white thread to quilt the labyrinths. And I have not used this that I can think of in the past before as a method for any of my work. And it was a little challenging at times because you do want to have contrast in your work, obviously, and I usually put a lot of layers on. And so the simplicity of this, just having the lines of white on white, is something that I've had to get used to. I also decided to use some cloth that I already had for the middle layers of this quilt. So I ended up using, I think, 3 layers of a flannel as the middle part instead of buying specific quilt batting, as I often do for this one. And at the back, I'm using an old sheet. So reusing fabric that is not going to be going into the landfill or something like that is also becoming something that I'm trying to do more of with my quilt work. And I have a huge amount of fabric, as almost every person who works in textiles does. Some of it is brand new fabric that was bought at fabric stores, but a lot of it is fabric that I have either used up at home, sheets that just are getting too thin to use on the bed anymore, or I have they're textiles that were given to me by friends or people who were done with them and were hoping that I could give them another life. And so I am kind of actively right now trying to incorporate that more into my practice, even though for these pieces in particular, there's a very specific color palette that I'm working with. So mostly white, black, and red will be the color palettes for this body of work. But I'm also developing a piece on the side with a friend, and I think I'll always kind of need to do that while I'm working in black and white because I get very fatigued by not having any color. And so I think in future, as I'm working on these pieces, and some of them will have more red on them. This piece actually will have a red portion. I just haven't shown it in this video, but you'll get a chance to see that in a future vlog. And here you can see just a detail of the labyrinths, and they're kind of like butting up against each other. And so this piece is actually a collaboration I'm working on with a friend who lives in the US, and she sent me some fabric and I sent her some fabric, and so this piece is just in development. And here is the end of my day with watching the train, waiting up by the tracks. So I will be back again soon with another video, and I thank you so much for watching.